Hi, everyone. Are you ready for Christmas? Terry, are you ready for Christmas?
No.
Then this is the episode for you, because today we have 6 easy DIY projects for you that will work great as gifts. All right, so welcome. I'm Tammy Pally, and I'm with my sister,
Terry, Jeanette.
All right, and we are Zooming here with our video today, and hopefully we won't have any techie problems. We were supposed to post last week, but we had issues with techie problems. And so we're doing it this week. And we decided to go ahead and start about talking about Christmas, because believe it or not, it's not that far away. We're near the end of November. So that means you really just have a few weeks left to really get going, right?
Especially if you want to mail anything.
Right, if you want to mail stuff, and if you need to buy any supplies or anything, you know, that's also time that you have to start thinking about. So also just a quick mention, we had a giveaway in our last video, and that went out to Sunny. Thank you very much. And let's get into our very first project that is a super easy DIY gift that you can do. So Terry, what is that project?
Tablecloths. And it's just not any old tablecloths, but holiday tablecloths. Oh, you still have those. I made those a long time ago.
So this idea I totally ripped off from Terry. Oh, you have the same one. Oh my God. I love that. Wow. So I have this one is for Christmas. This one is for the summer. And then I have one that's a pumpkin, but the pumpkin one is actually on my table with all kinds of stuff on it. So yeah, so this is a super, I mean, basically it is a big square. Now, of course, you need to know what the person's table is like. I measured mine, and mine's just a regular square table. It has leaves that pull out. It's like it's a teak old table that you have the leaves are inside and you pull it out. But when the leaves are in, it is 38 inches by 38 inches square. So ta-da.
Those square tablecloths though work on any tables. I've had round table before, and I have used those for them. And so
basically, I believe this is because I've made some tablecloths myself. I used your idea, and I made some just for my own purposes. And I think I used 1.5 yards, and it has to be at least 40. That's for if it's 44 inches wide. Obviously, if it's 60 inches wide, then it's different. But most common cotton fabrics are going to be about 44 inches wide. And then here you just zigzag the edges, and then you folded it over. You zigzagged the edges, and then you folded it over, and just did a top stitch, and that's it. Then you have.
Now, if you have a serger, you know, but I didn't have a serger.
If you have a serger, you can zip these like nothing, right? And whammo bammo, you have, and I seriously, these are probably 20 years old.
Oh, at least. How long? How many years you've been married?
33.
Okay, 33. They're probably about 30 years old.
Yeah, plus, especially if you can do holiday themed, or if you know the person's decor, you know, like or special taste. Like if somebody, say you have a cat person, you could get cute cat fabric, right? So that's number one.
I even have a birthday party one that I made.
Oh, that's a cute idea.
You know, I got 4 kids. They're all grown and gone now, but that was always fun to use.
All right, so on to project number 2. Project number 2 is, let me put my little thing in here. I got a list. Project number 2 is a drawstring tote bag. I've got one here. You can make them in different sizes, and even if you're a beginning sewer, this is probably one of the easiest projects you'll ever make. Basically, it's a rectangle, right? And you put a casing at the top, a tube at the top to put your whatever it is that you're going to drawstring it with. You can use ribbon, or Terry, you've used hemp before on these, right?
Yeah, mine have hemp, and I just did one side. I call them a hobo bag.
And this particular fabric I'm using is batik fabric, which is, you know, it's a little on the pricey side, but what's nice about batik fabric, other than it's just gorgeous, this has elephants on it. The inside of it is the same as the outside. So if you're kind of like, oh, I really would like to line it, with batik, you don't really need to line it because that's the inside of it. It's the same as the outside.
Right.
All right, so, and I'm going to put a shout out to somebody has a wonderful YouTube channel. It's called Made Made Every Day. It's on YouTube. Dana, the woman's name is Dana, D-A-N-A, and she has some wonderful sewing videos there, a lot of simple stuff, and she definitely has a good tote bag video, so I recommend that tote bag video. We'll put all these links in the show notes. As usual, we'll have a blog post for both her blog and my blog down below with show note links, so don't feel like you have to write stuff down. Moving on to number 3, our third super duper easy DIY project has to do with loom hats. I got a couple looms here for you. You want to put your hat on? Oh, yours has a little pom-pom too. Cute.
Yep, little LSU colors here.
Neato. So
I'm not a hat person.
Oh, I think your hat's cute. You look cute in that. So this is some yarn. If you watched one of our episodes before, I had some yarn from Darn Good Yarn, and I had made it into a crocheted cowl, and I was kind of like, I really wasn't in love with it. I finished it, but I said I'm probably going to frog it. I did frog it, and I made a hat, and I just mixed the two. I had 2 skeins, and I just used it up and then attached another one and finished it up. And so,
oh wow, yes.
And you don't need to know how to knit to do these knit hats. That's what's cool about it. And they're fast.
When I first got my loom, I was making hats like crazy, and I made leg warmers. On the smaller loom, you can make leg warmers. And you
can make arm warmers for the small ones too, right? Little wrist warmers. So there's a couple of different kinds of looms that you just need to be cognizant of. This loom, you'll notice, has really big spaces in between the pegs. So this would use bulky weight yarn. All right, so just keep that in mind when you purchase yarn for this. I know, for example, there's a brand from Lion brand called Wool Ease that works really well with these bigger types of looms with the big spaces. And then the other one I got to bend down and pick up, because is that what that is?
This one right here, this is just the cheap acrylic yarn, and I doubled it. So
okay. So that's a great idea. So you could use worsted weight held double and use the bulky style. Or if you don't have a loom and you want to make hats, but you'd rather make worsted weight hats, just make sure you buy a loom so you notice these pegs are closer together. Make sure that you just pay attention when you purchase a loom, and it'll say whether it's made for worsted weight or it's made for bulky weight. This particular oval loom, which I used to make this hat, okay, this is from Leisure Arts. Again, I'll put a link down below. But Amazon has most of these, or most of your craft stores carry these type of looms. They're very inexpensive. A lot of times you can get coupons, like Joann's will have a 40 or 60% off coupon. And so definitely get a coupon on these. And they run about a set for like $15 or $20. And you can whip out so many hats. I would say it probably takes maybe, what do you say, like a couple hours to make a hat?
Oh, I don't know. I can whip them out pretty quick. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I don't even know if it takes that long.
For the bulky weight, the worsted weight will take longer because the pegs are closer together, right? So your stitching is closer. The bulky will take less time, right? These go really fast. Watch a movie, have a Netflix, session or two, and you will have hats to give away. And these are good guy gifts. I made a bunch for her boys one year. Mm-hmm. And I know they liked them. So I even have some pictures. I remember seeing pictures and they were wearing my hats, or maybe they were wearing your hats. I don't know.
No, they were your hats.
Okay, good. All right. So moving on to number 4 is elastic waist skirts. And that's for either dolls or little girls. So, dee-dee. So this is a little doll dress for a life-size doll, or it might fit a Barbie. And this particular one, what I actually did is I took leftover strips of fabric, let me turn it inside out, stitched them together to make basically a rectangle, and then sewed up the sides and put a casing in at the top and made a skirt. And again, this is a very basic type of sewing project. I would say the only person if you're not at least a semi sewer,
if you're me,
yeah, adventurous beginner to medium, in between there. I would hesitate for something this small just because it's fiddly. But something this big, which fits 18-inch dolls, is like super easy. Basically, you can take a fat quarter, cut it in half. You have to hem it, and you seam it, and then you do a little elastic waist. And you can do the same thing for little girl skirts too.
Does it just have one seam?
Yes, it's one seam. So it's basically a rectangle. And I usually hem it first, fold it over, press it, hem it. Basically, you make a tube, right? And then you make a tube at the top to put the elastic in. And then again, I would recommend Made Every Day, the YouTube channel Made Every Day. She has instructions for how to make them for little girls.
So it's just it is a true rectangle then.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, okay. I think I could probably do that.
You totally could. And I mean, it depends how fluffy you want your, if you wanted it super straight, you would make the rectangle smaller, right? Smaller. If you want it super poofy, you'd make it bigger, right? So it just depends on your preference for the finished product. That's the rectangle.
Those would really make great gifts. If you have a little girl on your list who has a doll, you could make her matching skirt with her doll. So the little doll has a skirt. Yes. And then the little girl has a little skirt and they match. That'd be cute. Yeah, you could even do like, because those are probably pretty inexpensive to do too.
Yes.
And you could get like, maybe they could do a Christmas skirt and a Halloween skirt, kind of like tablecloths,
Pretty much.
I
would say you could probably, depending on the size of the child and the age of the child and the size of the doll and everything, I would say you could probably easily get a skirt and a child skirt and a doll skirt out of a yard or less. All right, so our next super easy DIY giftable project is number 5, lanyards. Terry, take it away.
Yes, so I'm actually going to address 2 different kinds of lanyards right now. One of them is a lanyard necklace. Now, does this look like a lanyard to you?
No, it does not. It looks like a shell pendant with, is that pearls and crystals?
Yep, we have freshwater pearls and crystals and a seashell I picked up on the beach. And I just wired the shell, added it to this necklace here. And then I have this little hook that hangs where you can put your ID. Now, I made this back in the day when we were allowed to cruise, I made this for Elegant Night. And you can actually take any old necklace and make a lanyard out of it. Just add one of these little hooks to the bail. Okay. And then the next one is this mask lanyard. Now, a lot of us, I noticed when we were still first having to wear masks, I went into some boutiques. And when I went in there, they didn't have their mask on. But as soon as I walked in, they were looking for their masks and plopping them back on. So they work in an environment that they don't necessarily have to keep their mask on 100% of the time. Right. Just when somebody's there. But you go and you think, oh, where did I put it? Because it's way over there. So in order to keep it on you, you can have this mask lanyard. And I actually have this one listed in my Etsy shop right now, but I have these big lobster claw clasps, and you just hook them to your mask.
Can you put your hands up a little higher? Oh, okay.
Here, let me get this other one done. Okay, so you got them hooked here. And then you can just wear it around your neck. And, I'm a boutique worker, I'm by myself, and you come walking in, I can just take this and I've got it on.
That is a really good idea. And basically, if you're a beader and you already know how to do basic bead stringing as far as a necklace goes, you can make add clasps, either a clasp on either end, and make it for a mask lanyard, or make it like a regular necklace and attach that hook thing you showed before. And then
I think this is about 22 inches long or 23 inches long. I make them different sizes because some people like them short, some people like them long. Right. You don't want them too long because your mask, when you lean over,
you want it to be able to go over your head. So like at least
you want to be able to put them over your head, but you don't want them so long that you're getting hung up on it.
Right.
But this to me is a good length. I know some people want them a little bit longer, and when you're not wearing them on your mask, which hopefully someday, I don't know, you might not have to wear them. You could just hook it and you have
then you have just a regular necklace.
Or you could just put it this way and you have a necklace.
Okay, so that is a super good idea. That's our number 5. And then we've got one more. Actually, we have a bonus one at the end, but number 6, our number 6 DIY super easy project you can make and give as a gift is what, Terry?
For all you essential oil lovers, I have some diffuser jewelry or diffuser ornament. I'll start out with the ornament here. These are just terracotta clay little discs that I made, and I have a video on how to do this. It's a very old video. It's when I first started shooting videos.
Oh, okay.
But it actually has quite a few hits on it, so I was kind of surprised when I looked it up. But we'll put a link.
You should do a new one. You know what? You should, if that's an old one, you should do a new one now that you're a little bit better.
I should. Yeah.
Because that's a really good. Now, where do you get the terracotta stuff?
I just got a craft store, and you can order online. And what you do, the terracotta clay, you have to use the warmth of your hands to kind of get it worked in. But you eventually just roll it. Now, do not use any kitchen stuff. Like once you use your rolling pin for terracotta clay, you're not going to. It won't be food safe anymore.
Right.
You can buy clay rollers and stuff, but if you have, I don't know, you could use like a jar or something like that.
You could use an empty pickle jar or a can.
But then I just took a regular, this is just an ink pad stamp.
Okay.
Instead of putting it in the ink pad, and it will not ruin your ink stamps at all. Okay.
And then so you can put the oils on that's push.
Yeah, and you got to make sure you put a hole in it.
Oh, yes.
You can make buttons. I should have got my buttons, but you can make buttons like this too. But then you're going to have to cook it according to the directions, which is on a low heat. And then I just crocheted some hemp and hung that. And then you can take your oil and either drop it or roll it on. This would be great for a Christmas tree, or you could put it in your car. The video that I have, actually, I'm making this one right here, I believe.
Oh, that's pretty. Oh, so that's on a necklace.
This is a necklace. And back to cruising. This is another lanyard I made for cruising. I tend to have allergies toward anything like cigarette smoke or soaps or perfume. Somebody's wearing heavy perfume. Any of that triggers a cough. So I have learned to have my little oils on here, and then I can just smell them. Yeah, I made one. We have matching ones. I made one for my mom and Tammy.
Yeah.
But anyway, great essential oil lover gift. And maybe you can add their favorite essential oil in with the gift.
Yeah, nice idea. Nice. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you would definitely want to, I would say, unless they're oil people, I mean, if they already have their own oils, and a lot of people are into them these days, then that's something to think about. So, all right, so we had let's go over them real quick. So our number 1 was what? The tablecloth. Okay. Right. So number 2 was a tote bag.
Yep.
Okay. Number 3 was the loom knit hats. You don't have to know how to knit to make one, believe it or not.
I don't knit.
Number 4 were super easy, either doll or children elastic waist skirts. Number 5 is the lanyard, either for if you're going to have a badge or for your mask. And then number 6 is the essential oils ornament and or necklace. So basically the essential oils terracotta thing.
Element.
Yeah, and we'll list all those again in the blog post. And we just wanted to add, normally we do these sections in our podcast when we, finished objects and works in progress and all that stuff. And we end with one of our things near the end of each episode is something we called We Dig It. And we wanted to include a We Dig It here because sometimes maybe you just don't have time to make something, okay? And that is okay. Not just because you're a maker doesn't mean you have to make stuff for everybody. Really, I mean, some people, okay, first of all, some people just don't deserve it. I'm just going to say it. Okay. And then some people are just super hard. Like, I don't know what to get for some people. I mean, there's people on my list that they just have everything. So, but there's a place that we have had really good luck with buying and also making gifts through. And it's a place in Cocoa Village. And you can, I know you guys don't live in Cocoa Village, okay? But Lori Prell Studios, we're giving a shout out through our We Dig It to Lori Prell Studio. And that's because you can either go to her studio and make something yourself, and you could give this as a gift. I've kept this for me. Okay.
This is for me too.
Is this too fun? So she has classes you can take, and you can go as a gift, as a like a party. Basically, it's a paint party, right?
Well, so actually, our other sister, our little sister, who's actually taller than us. Anyway, for her birthday a couple of years ago, we took her out to lunch, and then we took her to this little paint gathering, and it was our mom and us 3 girls, and we painted. And it was really funny because at first she was like, but then she absolutely loved it.
Yeah, she was kind of like, she didn't think she was going to like it, and then she was really getting into it.
Yeah, and she's done it again since then.
So either doing the party yourself and just having that as a gift, where you have a party set up. If you live in the Central Florida area, then definitely it's worth checking into there. She has a Facebook page, and I will make sure there's a link in show notes so that you can check her out. But if you're not from Florida and you can't actually go paint in her studio, we have another option. You can have her paint something for you.
Let me tell you a little bit about this. So back in June, hopefully I'm not going to tear up here, but one of my best friends of 14 years passed away, Socks. And it's been very, very difficult. And so my sisters, they commissioned Lori to do this. What they did is they sent a couple of pictures, and she kind of combined them. And she did two paintings, and so they were able to pick.
So that's what's really cool. Like, if this is a very special gift that we hadn't commissioned, it was very reasonably priced. She had different options as far as sizes go, and then we did this all digitally. I didn't have to go because that Cocoa Village is about an hour and a half almost away from me. I did not have to drive all the way over there and do all this. I did it all through Facebook Messenger. I sent her pictures. She wrote back to me. She gave me a couple of suggestions as far as sizes and that kind of thing. We kind of went back and forth. She shipped it to Terry and everything. So, and like I said, it was, I mean, this is a one-of-a-kind painting of her dog, and it looks just like her. Like that dog looks just like, she did a great job, even though her work isn't really realistic in the sense that it's got this sort of whimsical nature to it. I've always been amazed at how she is able to find little bits of realism in her work. And also, so my birthday was this month, and our little sister she actually went to Lori's studio and found this and bought this as my gift.
I love that.
So this is another idea. She actually will make these specific. If you had somebody that you wanted to, say, oh, she's got black hair or she's got pink hair, I'd like to have heart glasses on her or whatever, you can commission her to make one of these specifically, like you want it. Or Tracy just saw this, and to me, this is me. Like, this is
you with short hair. I don't think your hair's ever been that short. But
no, it might be soon though. The COVID is going here, folks. So pretty soon my hair is probably going to be that short because I just got to let it go out a little bit more, and I'm going to chop it off. So this will be me pretty soon. But anyway, so if you are just like, look, I have all these great intentions about making something, but it's too much, or I just can't think of something to give to somebody, check out Lori Prell. And yeah, so yes, obviously we're big fans. If I lived in the area and there wasn't all this COVID stuff going on, I would be like there all the time painting every weekend with her. I love it.
If I ever get back home, we are actually going.
Yeah, we are. We will be going there hopefully this summer when everybody gets their, vaccines. We'll be down there. Yeah, for sure. So hitting the beach and painting and all that good stuff. So, but yeah, we hope you enjoyed this episode. It's a little bit different than our previous couple of podcast formats, but with the holidays coming, we just thought, we better get in on this because there's not a lot of time. Okay. So,
but we gift give all year long. So this is something that not just around, the Christmas holidays and stuff, but you got birthdays and anniversaries and,
Or just because, just to pick me up, a lot of times, I mean, I'm really terrible at remembering people's birthdays and stuff like that. And also I'm just, even though I know the holidays are coming up, I might not always make it on time when I have all these intentions of making something. But we think all of these 6 projects are something that really you could do quickly. We have some other gift giving ideas that will be coming up in some podcasts in the future, in the near future. And we're going to try to, again, start, do this bi-weekly, a couple times a month. So we hope that you enjoyed this episode and that you, of course, as usual, thumbs up are appreciated. Please subscribe, hit the icon, all that good stuff. Yeah. And yeah, we hope you guys have a wonderful day and that you get a lot of peace, a lot of crafting, and a lot of love in your life.
Yep.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. No.
Well, then this is the episode for you because we have 6 DIY easy craft projects for you to do. And let's do that again because I goofed up. Okay. So what did you think? Is that going to work?
Do you like me doing that?
And number 6 are your terracotta ornaments and with essential oils. Then we'll do a We Dig It with Lori Prell Studio. This is what Tracy got me for my birthday.
I love that.
Cute?
That is so cute.
Huh.
Technology. I hate it and I love it.
Yeah.